And that's what this channel is all about. It's about the transformative power of makeup. It's just such a fabulous thing, and you don't need a lot. Hi guys, and welcome back to Beauty Fortified. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sue, and today's video is all about that elusive no makeup look. And this was inspired by two products that I purchased recently from MAC, one being one of their Glowplay blushes, and this is in the shade So Natural, and the other being one of their Glowplay lip balms, and I have really fallen in love with these. So I thought I'd do a little tutorial on how to give yourself a little bit of color without using too much makeup. So of course there's always going to be a little bit of makeup going on, but I think it really can create such a difference. If you look at a photograph of me before and what I look like now, I would say the improvement is probably 100%. And that's what this channel is all about. It's about the transformative power of makeup. It's just such a fabulous thing, and you don't need a lot. So if you want to see how I got this look, keep watching. So I've prepped my skin, I've got on my moisturizer, my SPF, and I'm going in today with the MAC Face and Body Foundation. And I use this foundation because it's probably the most skin-like foundation that I've got in my collection. It really is a beautiful, very, very natural coverage, very skin-like finish looking foundation. I have done a video on this as well, which I'll link up above. So I use two colors. I combine N2 and N5, and just take a little bit of each onto my fingers. And there is a very specific technique with which to apply this, and it's all in the video that I've just linked for you. But you need to rub it into your hands and wait until it gets a little bit tacky. And once it starts getting a little bit tacky, you then just start gently applying it. So it's definitely best to apply it with fingers, and you can feel it sort of forming a film on the skin and just setting. So very easy to apply and very light coverage, very sheer coverage, but it just gives you a hint of something. So very similar to what you'd find in a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream. Just does give a very beautiful finish. So once I've done that, I am going to set it with a little bit of powder a little bit later on, but I am just going to leave it for now and just let it set on the skin. And I'm going to go onto the eyes. So I'm using a very, very natural eyeshadow, and I'm using one from MAC, and this is in the color Sandstone. So it's a color that's very close to the natural color of my eyelid, but it just does give a little hint of definition. Because I have got slightly hooded eyes, I like to put a little bit of something in the crease just to push them back. And I find that this is a really good color for that. So it really is close enough to my natural lid color, but it definitely does give some definition. So I'm just blending that in with my MAC 217 crease brush. And I am going to blend it out later just to make sure that everything is blended. And I'm just going to put enough of that on until I'm happy that I do see some definition. So just showing that there is something going on there on the lid, and it's just helping to push back my slightly hooded upper lid. And then taking the same shadow, I'm going to go in with a little pencil brush. This is a little MAC pencil brush, and I'm just going to lightly define the lower lid with this. I'm not doing anything heavy on the lower lid at all, keeping everything as natural looking as possible. And then I'm going to add a little step, and you don't necessarily need to do this. You could actually, once you've contoured your eyes, given them a little bit of contour, you could then just go straight in and apply some mascara. But I'm going to go in with a little bit of a lid color, and this is a MAC paint pot, and it's in the shade Vintage Selection, and it's a kind of natural oystery color, but I really like it because it just gives a little hint of something on the lid. But again, you don't necessarily need to do this step. So I'm taking a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this onto the mobile lid, just to give a little, it gives a little sheen to the lid. It's very, very polished. And I'm going to interrupt this video to let the kitten back in the room. I had to put him out because he was causing a little bit of havoc, but he's been meowing at the door and I can't ignore him. Come, kitten. So he gets to the tripod and he starts shaking the camera around. So if you see that happening, it's the kitten. So I'm happy with that. It just gives a little bit of sheen on the lid. It's really barely there. And now I'm going to add some mascara. I'm going in with my MAC False Lash Effect Extra Length Mascara. And I like this one. It defines, it gives you a little bit of volume, and it also gives you some length. Just see if I can get this open. I'm going to apply 2 coats to each eye. So now that I've got on my mascara, I'm going to apply some blush, and I'm going in with one of the MAC Glowplay blushes. I have done a review on these as well, and this one is in the shade So Natural, and it really is a very, very natural shade on me. It's a very light shade. I've swatched a little bit. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to pick that up. It's very light, but it does have a sort of satin finish, and I just love it for no makeup days, just to add a little bit of definition to my cheeks. So I'm going to apply this with my fingers. You can use a brush as well, but I do find that it goes on slightly more intensely with the fingers, and I'm starting at the outer 2/3 of the cheek. So if you take a makeup brush and you put it in line with your iris, this is where you want to start applying the blush. And I am working on a cream blush video, so that is coming out imminently. So please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be notified of my video. So I'm just patting that on in very light tapping motions and building up the color because it is very light on me. And I'm going to go in onto the other side, again just from the outer 2/3 of the cheek, just building this up. So really it just gives a hint of color. It just defines the cheekbone and doesn't really add much color at all. You could use something a little bit darker, a little bit more vivid, but I like this because it just gives, for no makeup days, it just gives a hint of definition to the cheeks. And sometimes that's all you want. So I'm pretty happy with that. You can see it is very sheer and it is very light. For me, I do normally use something a little bit more intense on my cheeks. But again, this is a no makeup look. And now I'm going to powder down a little bit. So where I've put in my crease color, I just want to blend that out slightly. So I'm going to take the same brush that I used to apply the eyeshadow, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of the Stay Matte Rimmel Stay Matte powder. And just using that, I'm just going to gently, I'm just softening the edges of the eyeshadow so that there's no harsh lines. So just taking a little bit of the powder on the brush just to gently blend that out. If you wanted to, you could go in with a large fluffy brush and use it on its own. You could take something like that and you could just use that if you wanted to, just to blend out any harsh edges. And now for the lips. So the first Glowplay lip balm that I've purchased. This is in, gosh, let's see what color. Can't read. Oh, it's called That Tickles. So it's in That Tickles, and it's a very, very sheer shade, but these are absolutely gorgeous on the lips, and I really enjoy it for days when I'm wearing a mask, which is every day, but it just gives a very gentle hint of color, and it's very comfortable on the lips, not long wearing at all, but it's something that you can reapply. You don't even need a mirror to apply it. Just very simple, easy to use. So that's the lips done. I think that this comes in about 5 shades, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm quite tempted to go and get a few more because it's just such a lovely lip product. And then finally, just taking some more of my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, I'm just going to lightly powder down the foundation because this does give me quite a dewy look, and I just want to take off a little bit of the shine. So just going onto the forehead, onto my nose, and onto the inner cheek. Just here and here where I do have enlarged pores, not powdering over the blush, just going to powder anything else that's shiny and let the blush show through. So guys, I'm just going to fix my hair and I will be back. So guys, that's a finished look. So I've used 5 products. I've used a little bit of MAC Face and Body. I have used a defining contour shade for the eyes. I have used mascara. I've used a little bit of powder, and I've used a little bit of lip balm. And of course, 6 products if you want to go in with something on the mobile lid. So very easy to do, very simple. Let me know what your go-tos are for your no makeup days. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.